Before we dive into the step-by-step building of this boat, let's take a quick walkthrough of the whole process from start to finish, so you can get a handle on where we're headed. We're going to bring you right alongside Kit Mackey as she builds one of these boats from pre-cut pieces of plywood from start to finish. She's an experienced boat builder at Doug Hylan's shop here in Brooklyn, Maine. So the boat's being built right in the shop of the boat's designer, with careful consideration given to every detail. The first part of building most boats is setting up the strongback, or ladder frame, which provides the stable platform that the boat gets built upon. Once the ladder frame is set up, Kit's going to show you how to read the plans and work from the plans to build this boat. Setting up the ladder frame and molds all goes pretty quickly, so within the first couple days, you'll be starting to plank up your new boat. She's building this boat from the kit of pre-cut CNC pieces. Here's a diagram of all the parts in the kit, what they look like before they're cut out of the plywood. If you're building from scratch, from the plans only without the kit, you'll be making the pieces that are provided in the kit using the full-size patterns in the plans. Next up, we'll shape and install the keelson.
This is the scarfing table that you'll get with the kit. It has 4 holes that are drilled in it. They will be nice and tight to take a 16-penny nail, and this will allow you to register your plank and keel pieces. So I'm going to get ready to glue up these bigger planks, the bottom planks, the garboards as well. And I like to wet out the scarf first on both sides, and then a quantity of the thickened epoxy. Today we're going to be putting on our bottom plank.
Once Kit has the first 2 planks on each side, she'll walk us through sheathing the bottom with epoxy and Dynel.
It's essentially a woven fabric. It has a high abrasion resistance.
After sheathing the hull, she'll install a rub rail on the bottom to help protect the bottom when the boat gets dragged up the rocky shores. Then comes the shear plank, and that gets fastened and epoxied into place. And after the shear plank comes the upper and lower guardrails.
We epoxied the upper and lower guards into place, screwed them on from the inside out, cut them flush with the transoms, and then did a pretty heavy radius, removed a lot of material, and a little bit less on the lower guard at the transoms.
She'll make a pattern for the skeg, and then cut the real thing from the pattern and mount it to the keel. With the basic hull complete, she'll flip the boat over and begin building the thwart structure and daggerboard case. The Oonagh design has an impressive interior for a small boat, including watertight flotation compartments and storage spaces with flip-up lids. Mast steps and partners are always a little tricky, and Kit will talk through how she tackles that job. Now about the knees. Kit was smart to make patterns that fit just right first, and then cut the actual knees using the patterns.
Now, once you have your knees fitted, you'll want to start with your inwales. And fitting this can be a little bit tricky, but really the key is remembering that you have this curve, so the piece is longer than you think it should be, if that makes sense. So as you can see, we've got the interior of the boat all primed up. The purpose of this pad is to sort of get your oar angled up and away from the gunnel guard that'll be here.
Then we're on to shaping foils. The daggerboard and rudder both come cut to shape in the kit, so it's just a matter of joining the pieces together and shaping and fairing them into efficient foils. This is another place where Kit references back to the plans and shows how she took her measurements for shaping the foils off the plans. With the building of the boat complete, it's time for finishing off with paint. while she makes the spars and tiller. It won't be long before Kit will be rigging the boat up for her first sail. Along with the plans for this boat, builders get a construction plan, a materials list, and a set of detailed photos of this boat after it's finished, so builders can see how each detail looks when finished. As you can see, this boat comes together relatively quickly, and it's designed as a project that can be easily handled by a first-time boat builder with moderate woodworking skills. Each step is pretty easy, and if you take one step at a time, it won't be too long before you're rowing and sailing your own boat that you built yourself.